Alright, what's up guys? We're here for a quick little YouTube video, and when I was streaming yesterday, somebody asked me to make a video about the matchups for the first affiliate arc. So if you're not caught up with chapter 451 of Lookism, I suggest you get off of here because there's going to be spoilers. So in chapter 450, the allied crew manages to find the dark side of the first affiliate, and in the ambulance, we see somebody on the stretcher. While it's not confirmed yet, we're positive that it's Jerry because of this. Thank God we have some Lookism detectives out here. So we're just going to consider the regular allied crew with Jake in there. So I do think this arc is going to be very similar to the Sasuke retrieval arc from Naruto, where one of Naruto's friends basically stopped to fight one of the sound swordsmen all the way up until Naruto reached Sasuke and he fought him. So the first affiliate arc is going to be something very similar to that, where every floor allied is going to drop a few members to deal with the first affiliate's members all the way up until they reach the last floor, where either Jake or Daniel reaches Jin Young. So we have the obvious matchups like Vin Jin versus Chante Jin, Vasco versus Eli, even though I thought it should have been Hudson since they got their little beef going on, but I guess it's going to be Vasco versus Eli. I originally thought it was going to be another rematch between Jay and Logan, but it looks like it's going to be Logan versus Daniel. It could be PTJ faking us out, but maybe not, maybe. So it hasn't been revealed who Zach, Jay, and Hudson are going to fight. But my guess is that Hudson and Jay are going to fight the former first generation king, the one that's with Eli and Warren. And I think Zach is going to fight Warren himself. I'm not quite sure about Zach or Jay fighting Warren, but I'd say Jay is probably the best one because of his capoeira, and his sistema would be the best for Warren's close quarter combat. But for the matchups that are confirmed, keep in mind this is my opinion, and they're not backed by necessarily feats, but just my opinion and their standing in the story. So you can kind of predict what the outcome of their match is going to be based on their importance to the plot. Before I start, I do want to mention that during chapter 451, where we kind of see the matchups for Logan and Daniel, we see that Warren is matched to fight somebody, but they don't show their face. So I'm guessing that might be Jake, but don't quote me on that. So when it comes to Logan versus Daniel, I'm going to give it to Daniel because once again, he's the MC. And I kind of don't want to see a fight between Logan and Daniel since they've started out the story, and I kind of want to see them get stronger to have one final battle to end it all, like they would have done with Ji-Ho, but you know, he died. So I kind of want that to happen between Logan and Daniel. Like I want them to start fighting and then they have to stop to go fight somebody else. So it's like never decided fully. But Logan kind of sees how strong Daniel's gotten, so he's kind of like, damn, I have to step my shit up because next time I can't get my ass whooped by him. But if the fight does go on, I'm giving it to Daniel, of course, since he's the main character. Now, when it comes to Eli versus Vasco, we don't know how strong Eli's gotten, but we've seen Vasco got a lot stronger based on what he did against Mondiak. It's very clear that Vasco is obviously stronger than Eli based on his muscles, but you know, this is Lookism. Muscles don't really count for nothing when a guy like Mondiak could lose to Gun, who's like way smaller than him. I personally don't think they're gonna finish the fight, but if they do and there's a winner, I think it's gonna be Vasco. Just because of the plot and they kind of like need to rescue Eli. I don't think he's like stronger than Eli for real, but that's just my opinion. It's gonna be Vasco winning the fight. And for Vin Jin versus Chante Jin, it's not even a competition. He's obviously gonna no diff Chante Jin. You know, this is another Vin Jin victim. There's like really no need to talk about that. Plus, Vin Jin is pretty much the protagonist. So this is my opinion on the confirmed matchups. What I wish the matchups would have been, if I had to choose, would be Daniel versus Baekhyun Girl, because what he was about to do to Zoe and what he's been doing, we already seen that Daniel has a hate boner for him. Obviously Vin Jin and Chante Jin to kind of like settle their beef from Cheonyang. Hudson Ah versus Eli Yang to kind of settle their beef when he lost to Eli. And then a rematch between Logan Lee versus Jae Hong, because Jay started training again and Logan just got a lot stronger. He lost a lot of weight, so he's more buff and lean. I couldn't really find any good matchups for Zach and Vasco since they don't really have beef with anybody in the first affiliate per se. But if there's a fight I do want to see, it will be Zach versus Warren, and then have Vasco, the strongest, like physically the strongest member of Allied, fight the Basement Hulk. And if it turns out that the Basement Hulk is actually Jerry, I kind of want it to be Jake that fights him just for the plot and, you know, the emotions of him having to fight one of his best friends. And like, if Jerry's lost his mind and Jake has to like put him down permanently. So I kind of want to see that happen. Not because I want to see Jerry dead, but just to like, for a good story. And I'll say I'm 85% sure that the Basement Hulk is Jerry or Jerry's dad. Like, who else could it be, honestly? So I'm calling it now. If I'm wrong, I'll have to publicly apologize for that. When I first saw this comment, I was like, why would Baekhyun Gil go out of his way to do plastic surgery on Jerry, especially since Park Jin Young is probably experimenting on him? But then I realized Baekhyun Gil is crazy and normal logic doesn't apply to him. If you look at the Basement Hulk, he has a bulging eye and one that looks like it's missing and big ass lips. Now, does that remind you of somebody else? Bulging eye, one missing and big ass lips. That combination seems to be a signature for Baekhyun Gil, so he really might have done that to Jerry for real. And if this is Jerry, it looks like the matchup for this arc is going to be Jake versus Jerry, because there's a lot of evidence that the person in the stretcher in the ambulance, based on his shoes, was actually Jake. So that's probably going to be the matchup for this arc. And honestly, I don't want to see that happen, because if this is actually Jerry and he can't control himself, Jake might have to actually put him down for good. And you know, that's his homie right there. That's his homeboy from childhood. So that's going to be kind of fucked up. But if you guys want to see my reaction video to chapter 450, go ahead and click the link in the bio. It's going to take you to my YouTube channel. Watch it, leave a like, and subscribe. And then we have some fodder like the lady from the White Tiger Guild and the homeless looking dude. They're not necessarily no diff fodder, but they'll probably be high diff fodder. I don't know who's going to take care of them. They have no personal stake in this fight. It's all business for them. So I don't know. I'm just going to set them aside for now. Now that you guys know what my matchup would be for this arc, I'm going to tell you guys what I think the results would be or should be. Obviously, Daniel's the MC, so he's going to obviously beat Baekhyun Gil, high difficulty. And for Jay and Logan, I kind of want to see a tie between them, because we've seen what Jay can do after his training arc when he fought G-Bomb, but we don't know what Logan's capable of after he's trained at the first affiliate and possibly under Goo. I kind of want him to beat Jay like really badly, so that way Daniel could want vengeance against him, and the end game could be student of Goo versus student of Gun. So that'll be a really good matchup for later in the story. But right now, I say tie or Logan wins. When it comes to the Zack versus Warren fight, if it does happen, I think Zack would win, because he undergoing training with a first generation king and focus on building up his defense and durability, which is very good against Warren's close quarter combat. Not saying that Warren's not strong, but you know, he's better against him in that fight. And honestly, story wise, I don't think it would be a good look for Zack to let go of his self-pity after he went training and just for him to lose again and probably regain his self-pity. So story-wise, it wouldn't be a good look for him. Now for Eli against Hudson, I would say Eli would win, because I don't think Hudson's gotten that strong. Like, he was kind of struggling against G-Bomb when G-Bomb wasn't even the strongest out of the three brothers. And I think Eli's definitely gotten stronger without a doubt. And I think Hudson's definitely going to struggle against him. I definitely wouldn't put it past Hudson to kind of like get stronger up to the level of first generation king and be better and smarter and have higher battle IQ to go up against Eli, or have something in his back pocket up his sleeve, you know? So that fight is still out there. We'll see how it goes. When it comes to Vasco against the Basement Hulk, I'll definitely say it goes to Vasco. If it does turn out to be Jerry and then Jake has to fight him, then I'll also give it to Jake, where he'll have to like put down Jerry for good. Especially since they had this whole thing where Jerry was like pretending to be weak when he was with Jake, so Jake wouldn't know how strong he was. But Jake was already stronger than Jerry at that point, so it's kind of like a back and forth. So there you guys go. You guys now have my matchup for the first affiliate arc that's about to start and who's gonna win. And if I'm wrong about the Basement Hulk being Jerry, I'll definitely come on here and apologize for being so wrong. But if it's Jerry's dad, I'm not apologizing. Definitely not. But let me know your matchup down in the comment below. Let me know who you think is winning your fights. And also, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Peace out.